Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft Glory franchise mode here in NHL 23. So this is another pre-recorded episode, but we did make the playoffs in last episode as expected. Our team is definitely looking really good on paper. We had really good depth scoring. Everything was pretty good about our team last season, or this season we just had. And except for like our penalty kill was not that great. So hopefully that improves a bit in the playoffs. But we are going to be taking on the Vegas Golden Knights in the first round of playoffs. Vegas just barely made it into the playoffs due to ROW, while we won the President's Trophy, which is a bit scary considering the President's Trophy is sometimes a blessing and a curse. So hopefully it is a blessing and hopefully it's not a curse, and hopefully we do not get ousted in the first round of the playoffs. And yeah, our team it's looking really good on paper. We're getting more growth and all that stuff. Our goal scoring's been good. I'm just more concerned about the fact that we probably will end up losing Bickle this offseason just because he had a lot of points in the regular season and he is up for renewal and he's a pending UFA. So we might end up losing him due to the amount of cap space this team has, unfortunately. But yeah, this team had a really good season and just very excited to see what we could do in this playoff run. And hopefully it's better than it was last year. I think for the playoffs, we're going to start Cox because Cox had a better regular season numbers than Harry Neal did. Harry Neal did start more games, but as you can see, Cox was really solid, a .916 save percentage and a 2.55. So I think I will start him over Neal, but we definitely could alternate between the two of them. And yeah, our team, hopefully we'll have a good season ahead, or not season ahead, playoffs ahead, and hopefully get ourselves to that Stanley Cup Finals again, because obviously the goal is to win ourselves at least one Stanley Cup before the end of this franchise mode. So anyways, also before we get into Game 1, let me show you guys the Vegas Golden Knights lines again, just in case you forget. But they're a pretty good mix of young guys and veteran players, so they're actually not that bad of a team. Like, you got some veterans like Ehlers, Eichel, Mark Stone, who's still playing at 39, which is kind of crazy. But a lot of other young guys that are stepping up here, like Mangone. Buckley's 27, but he's still relatively young, I guess you could say, by comparison to the others. You also have like Jackson Kidd, who's pretty good. Lilia, who's decent. Culp, it's not a bad forward core for sure. And then defensively, they don't have the best defensive core. That's their main problem, I'd say. It's a bit of an older veteran defensive core. Everybody on the defensive core is older than 30. Adam Fox, though, is still really good at production. He was one of the best defensemen this season. And I think I have seen him win some Norrises in this franchise mode before. And goalie-wise, they do have a pretty solid starter, even though he has dropped down to an 80. That is Andrei Vasilevsky. So we'll see what we could do against a good veteran goaltender like Vasilevsky, who's not making that much money anymore at this stage and probably close to retirement. So anyways, let's get into Game 1 of Round 1 and see what our team could do. And hopefully our team could get a couple series wins in these next few episodes and get ourselves a Stanley Cup, because anything short of a Stanley Cup Finals appearance now at this stage is kind of like a step backwards in a sense. But hopefully this team could just get that tertiary scoring going a little bit in the playoffs, because I think basically last year when we went to the finals, our top two lines were probably really good, but our third line scoring and stuff like that was kind of getting diminished. Like Claxton had 10 points, which isn't terrible, but guys like Hartnell weren't contributing that much. So hopefully get more offense from that bottom six, and hopefully also we could get some more offense from our defensive core, because our defensive core was pretty good offensively during the season. Like Zikov hit 53 points this year, which is a career high for him. Rosa was actually good too, 28 points. Harakala had 40 something, 40 points on the dot. And then Coley Minen also had 42 points. So 3 defenders with 40 plus points is definitely impressive. And yeah, hopefully we could just have some good offense from the bottom 6 as well, in addition to the top line. Hopefully the top line continues doing what it did last year. Like, hopefully Parrott and Keith go off again, because both the two of those guys were elite last year when we got to the Stanley Cup Finals. So anyways, let's get into Game 1 of Round 1, see if we could get this series win, and hopefully that President's Trophy is just something that doesn't heirloom over the fact that we're now in the playoffs. Here we go, Game number 1 on home ice on the Sullivan Arena is what I'm pretty sure I called it. Let's see what happens here in Game 1. First period, and it is 2-0 Vegas. Cox, that is not the way to start it off, man. 2 goals from Jack Eichel. We might have to turn already to Neal for next game. Cox was really good last year in the playoffs, but so far not off to a great start. We're being outshot 14-8, and we are down 2-0 after 1. I have a bad feeling about this series for some reason. in the pit of my stomach. Can we get 2 goals back in the second period and get our offense going a bit? And hopefully we can play a little bit better defensively. Second period, 3-0 Vegas. You gotta be joking me. Mangone scores a power play goal. We're down 3-0 going into the third. Well, we're definitely going to lose game 1 here, but we need to get something going for game number 2. If possible. Penalty kill. That's a long penalty kill. That was like 8 minutes of penalties. And we killed it off, which is good, but we aren't scoring goals yet, which is not good. I mean, Cox hasn't had a terrible first game, but hey, there's a late goal. Zykov breaks Vasilevsky's shutout, and we lose 3-1 in game 1. That's not good. We're the President's Trophy winning team. We need to be much better than that. We don't want to be the Tampa Bay Lightning when they lost to Columbus. So Zykov from Harakala and Hartnell, so that's a second line goal. But yeah, their top line was really good. Mangone had 2 points and Eichel had 2 goals. Vasilevsky was really good for his overall. Like I said, you can't really say Vasilevsky's a bad goaltender considering the fact he's had an illustrious career up to this point. So he definitely could still perform pretty good as an 80. So we are going to make some line changes already, I think, after that game, because I don't want us to lose too much games against Vegas, to be honest. Let's move Jorgensen up, move Bickle down, I think, or do we want to change something else? Yeah, let's try that. Why not? I don't know about actually that. No, we're going to keep our forward core the same. We're going to change goalies, though. We're going to try Neal for a game. See if Neal could get us something going. And I am also going to change the power play lines number 2. And we're going to put Zykov on the face-off portion. Claxon on the wing. Festerini was so good during the regular season, but I am going to take him off the power play and give Darby an opportunity. Just because that kid, I know he could shoot the puck, so might as well give him a power play opportunity. And we will edit the strategies a bit on here. I don't know why it's still giving me this damn tutorial. So we'll do the passer is Claxon, the finisher is Darby, and the puck carrier we go with Coley Minen, I think, here. And then on the first unit, let me change this around a bit. The finisher, the distributor is going to be Keith. Jorgensen is not going to be the finisher. The finisher is going to be Parrott. And then the puck carrier is going to be Harakala. Yeah, we'll go with something like that. I don't even really know what to do it as, but I just want our team to do a little bit better in this next game. I mean, we're only down 1-0, so it's not the end of the world, but still, it's kind of a bad sign when you're down 1-0 and you only scored 1 goal against a team that just barely made it into the playoffs while you, like, cruised your way into the playoffs, you know? Here we go, game number 2. Let's see if we could rebound from that 3-1 loss and have a tie series headed to Vegas, because that's the best outcome at this point. First period, 1-0 us. Let's go, and it's a power play goal from Bickle. Let's go. Good to see the power play scoring. I didn't put Bickle as the finisher on the line, but he does score a goal. Shots are 13-3 for us after 1, so that's more like it. A completely dominant period, but we didn't score more goals than 1, which is kind of surprising. So Vasilevsky's still been really good. Vegas just was a bit quiet in that first period, so let's see if we could add some insurance here in the second period, because that'd be great going into the third with like a multi-goal lead. Second period, 3-2 Vegas. That is not good at all. Now Neal's not playing good. Blankenberg made it 1-1. Eichel made it 2-1. Darby gets his first goal of the playoffs to make it 2-2, but then Eichel scores with 10 seconds left. We're allowing too many late goals here in these games, because Eichel, I think, scored with under a minute left in last game as well. And we're down by a goal going into the third despite outshooting him 18-14, so goaltending has definitely not been that good so far. Offense has been so far, and defensive play has not been there either, really. I don't even really know what's wrong with this team at this stage. It's probably just the ASM engine when you win the President's Trophy. They really need to fix that, though. When you win the President's Trophy, you should be one of the best teams in the playoffs, too. It's kind of dumb. Power play, come on, guys. Hey, there we go. Avery Parrott scores on the power play. That's a clutch goal from Parrott, but Eichel scores right back. God damn it, guys. You're seriously going to do that? Power play for us, Lee. Come on, please tie it. And we do not do it, and they get an empty netter. It's Kidd. And we are down 2-0 to a team that should not be in the playoffs in a sense. Like, they're a good-looking team on paper, but we won the President's Trophy, and now we're kind of choking this way. It's not good. Bickle from Claxon and Zikov, Darby from Festerini and Claxon, and Parrott from Bickle and Claxon. So Claxon had a really good game, but this team doesn't get it done. It's another third period goal from Parrott, though, in the playoffs. Yeah, Claxon gets second star. Eichel had a hat trick. Eichel's still doing really good, and he's 36, I think, at this stage, so that is not good. We need to definitely find a way to contain their top six a lot better. That is not good. I don't really know what goalie to go with for game number 3. I think I might go back to Cox. Yeah, I think I'll probably go back to Cox. Yeah, we're going to go back to Cox for the next game. And I am going to put Strachan into the lineup instead of Kalinin. That's one change I'm going to make. And then I am going to change Harakala and Moroza around. And we are going to change Bickle and Jorgensen. We're just going to try and get something to work with this team. There's got to be something that we could do to improve the offense a bit and whatnot. I think, yeah, I'm going to take Cox out of the lineup. Throw Pierce Hall into the lineup. He hasn't played this regular season yet, but still. We'll try that out, see if that works. Keith has no points so far, which is kind of a surprise considering last year he was completely dominant. I mean, that was more in the later rounds, I guess, but still. We're down 0-2 to Vegas, and we need to win 2 games on the road to get back in the series, or else we're going to find ourselves hanging by the balls despite having such a good regular season. Game number 3. This is a big game for this team. We need to win this one, guys, here. We need our best performance yet. First period, 2-2. God damn, we cannot contain their offense. I mean, at least we bounced back with 2 goals of our own, but Mangone and Buckley made it 2-0 early on for the Vegas Golden Knights, but Zikov and Jorgensen score, and we're back in this game. That's good. Shots are 14-12 in favor of Vegas, so pretty even first period, and looks like they are starting the second on a power play, which is not good. Hopefully we could have a stronger second period and hold the lead or something like that. Second period. Oh my god, we're getting swept because of this fucking game. Sorry about my language, but I am actually pissed off. Literally, how do you go from being like a Stanley Cup contending team? You keep the team the exact same. You get a couple upgrades even in the draft. And then this team somehow does even worse in the playoffs. Like, we're going to get swept by a team that just barely made it in the playoffs just because we won the President's Trophy. Like, the coding language in this game is completely dumb. It's like, if you win the President's Trophy, there's like a 90% chance you're going to be ousted in the first round most of the time. Or you're going to be not winning the Stanley Cup. That's for sure. Like, I've won some President's Trophies and won some Stanley Cups in the same year, but it's definitely a low percentage of teams that do that. It seems like they definitely need to change the percentage on that. Like, it should be like say it's 75% chance that you're gonna get to the finals when you win the President's Trophy, maybe a little bit less than that, and then everything else is like first round exit. Because literally, it's not that often that a team that wins the President's Trophy is ousted in round 1. Like, the only one I could think of as of recently, I could be wrong with this, is just Tampa Bay against Columbus. But right now, we are just completely getting crapped on by a team that's definitely much worse than us. So dumb. We're down by 2 goals going into the third. Shots are 30-19. Our team's getting outplayed again. And we're going to have to try and pull off a reverse sweep on Vegas. Hey, there's a goal from Zikov to get us within 1, so maybe not. Maybe we can get back in this now. Now I'm going to look like a total ass because I just crapped on the game if we get this game tied up. Come on, guys. Power play, please. Hey, there you go, Bickle. Ties the game up, but we immediately give up the lead. See what I mean? Hey, then we get the game tied back up again. Walzer, of course, Walzer, all guys, the 4th liner. And we go to overtime in a crucial game number 3. So 3 goals in that third period. At least we're back in this game, but I still hate how this game is scripted in a sense. Like, every playoff, there's only a specific amount of scenarios, it seems like, for how your game simulates. Like, you could be down 3-0 in a series and reverse sweep, or there's a couple other options with what could happen. But legit, this game has so many imposed kind of scenarios for the playoffs that you could honestly tell what's gonna happen when it happens. It is so annoying. Anyways, let's see what happens in overtime. See if we can get back in the series, or is this gonna be one of those series that we get swept in? No, it's not. Okay, a power play goal in overtime from our captain Jorgensen. Makes me look like an ass because of the fact I was crapping on the game, and then we win. Shots 47-29 for Vegas at the end of it, but Cox is going to get the win, I think, unless Neal came in replacement. But Zikov from Bickle and Kolemainen, Jorgensen from Parrott and Bickle, Zikov from Bickle and Zikov, Bickle from Keith and Parrott, Walzer from Strachan and Hull. So the two guys that I put in the lineup get an assist on the tying goal, which is kind of cool. And Jorgensen from Keith and Harakala. So that was a big offensive game. Bickle had 4 points, Buckley for them, and then Zikov for us. But we're back in the series. That's good. Yeah, Cox played the entire game. He faced 47 shots, which is quite a bit. The question is, are we going to be able to tie the series up, or are we going to go down 3-1? Because I have seen scenarios where you tie. Basically, there's a trend where the home team doesn't win any games until the last game, which hopefully is the case for us. There's also the case that we might go down 3-1 and then lose easily in 5 or in 6. Like, we might go down 3-1 and then we'd have to try and rally back to a 7 game, and we'll end up losing in 6 games or something like that. There's so many scenarios that you can easily tell in this game. So I think we'll keep the lineup the same since we just got the win and we scored a lot more goals than we did in the first 2 games. And we'll keep. Do we want to keep Cox in net? He's definitely had a rough time, but Neal has as well. Yeah, I'll keep Cox in net for now. Might as well. And it's good to see that Strachan picked up an assist in his first game of the playoffs and season technically, and same with Hull. We'll keep the lineup the same. See if it can get us to a tie series, and then we might go back to our original lines again. I don't know, it depends. Okay, here we go. Not real-time simulation? Yeah, not real-time simulation yet, but maybe soon. Let's see what happens. See if we can tie the series up at 2 headed home. Come on, boys. First period of game 4. 1-0 Vegas. We aren't scoring the first goal in any of these games either, which is not good. Shots are 15-10 in favor of Vegas. We're down 1-0. We need a strong output in the second period to get this game tied up, or even grab the lead if we can. Second period, 3-1 Vegas. Yeah, this series might be over. Mangone makes it 2-0. Parrott scores a short-handed goal to get us back in it, but then Mangone scores immediately after. And we're down by 2 goals going into the third. Shots are 28-17 in favor of Vegas. Real-time simulation here in this third period, but looks like we're going to be down 3-1 headed home. And then we're going to have to win 3 straight games here in the playoffs, which is going to be tough. Power play, come on, boys, and we do not convert. Yeah, I feel like this is one of the ones that we're probably going to lose in 6 games, I'm saying. Mango makes it 4-1. God damn it, guys. God damn it. I think I'm going to go back to Neal for next game. Cox is just allowing too much goals. It might not be on him either, but still. Parrott from Kolemainen and Keith is our only goal in that one. God damn it. Yeah, I feel like this is the one that basically we go down 3-1 and we try and make it a series by taking this game, but then we're going to end up losing here in Vegas. Or we're going to somehow find our way to a game 7. Who knows? But let's make some line adjustments going into this next game. Let me actually sim up to the next game so we could address the goalie things. I think I'm going to go back to Neal. He deserves another opportunity. And then we're going to rework the lines a bit. But I am very displeased with this playoff run, and it's because of the sim engine. It's not because of the team itself. It's because I know EA is scripting it the way it is. Let's try Zikov on the top line, Keith on the second line, Bickle back to the top line, Jorgensen back down. Let's try... Darby up, Hartnell down. Hartnell down, that's interesting. Farrell to the top unit, maybe? No, I don't know about this. Yeah, I don't really know if there's much we could do on the defensive front. Kolemainen up, Zikov down. I don't really know. And yeah, we'll go to Neal for this game. Okay, it's reworked. We'll see if this team could somehow rally from 3-1, but I am expecting us to easily be out in, I'm saying 6 games right now, based on previous experiences, but it could be 5 games or it could be just a random 7-game one. Here we go, real-time simulation. Let's fight off elimination and get a win for our guys on home ice here. Please, boys. You went to the Stanley Cup Finals last year. You guys know what it takes to get to the finals. You could do this. You could break that logic that EA has scripted into this game. Because I hate this logic. It really needs to be really tuned. I don't know if it's been like this since last generation, like Xbox 360 or Xbox One as well, but It's easily been like the same thing for multiple years. Bickle made it 1-0 after one, so that's a good sign that we scored first at least, and we actually have a lead going into the second. Shots are 8-7 as well, but in favor of Vegas. So let's see if we could contain this lead and get some insurance here in period 2. Come on, boys. Come on. Power play. Come on, we need a goal here, and we do not get one. Hey, there's a goal from Walzer. I'm really surprised Walzer has been as good of a player as he has been in the playoffs before. Zikov makes it 3-0. That's a good start for this team. But I feel like we're just not going to get anything going here in Game 6 once we get to Game 6, because I don't think we're going to lose this game at this rate. I feel like it's definitely going to be a Game 6 loss. Like they're giving us false hope, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Shots are 18-6 in favor of Vegas. We're up 3-0. Well, let's lock this one down and get to that Game 6. Darby gets his second goal of the playoffs. At least he's a bright spot. And Jorgensen makes it 5-0. Okay. Okay. It's good to see our offense is back to where it was. Peak breaks Neal's shutout, which is unfortunate. And there's a power play goal from Keith to make it 6-1. Okay, I'm liking that the offense is definitely taking off here, but it's probably not going to do anything the next game. Because I have also seen that before, where your offense plays good for one game and then it's just completely quiet the next one. Darling made it 6-2, and that is your final. So pretty good defensive game. I think I'm going to go back to Neal for next game, since he's the vet. And yeah, we're going to keep the forward core and everything else the same. But Bickle from Zikov, Walzer from Moroza and Hull, Zikov from Festerini and Hartnell, Darby from Coley-Mind and Keith, Jorgensen from Keith and Harakala, and Keith from Jorgensen and Parrott. So Keith gets first star 3 points, Jorgensen the second star 2 points, and a great performance from Harry Neal. Can we please win Game 6, guys, too? And then maybe get ourselves somehow a win in Game 7. Because I hate how this game is scripted sometimes. And I know our team is definitely much better than Vegas. And we shouldn't even be in this scenario where we could be getting eliminated, you know? So yeah, we'll keep Harry Neal and we'll keep the lineup the exact same. Pierce Hall has been pretty solid since being put in the lineup. 2 points in 3 games. Yeah, the fourth line has actually been pretty good. I think in general our team has actually been okay. It's just the sim engine is, you know, the way it is. Okay. I am waiting for our team to not score any goals in this game, because the fact we just scored 6 goals, last time we scored 6 goals, we only scored 1 the next game, so I'm really expecting our team to just not score anything here in this game and lose in 6. But let's see what happens. Real-time simulation. Let's see if we could somehow force a Game 7, and if EA is going to try and keep making me look like an asshole after crapping on the game. Long 5-on-3, and we get a power play goal from Avery Parrott. Let's go. Parrott might be starting to feel it up a little bit based on where he was last year in the playoffs, but Beckett ties the game up at 1. That's not good. Come on, boys. And Mangone makes it 2-1. Yep, here comes the offense from Vegas, and here comes the lack of offense from us. Shots are 13-13 in favor of nobody because it's the same. Shots are not shots. Goals are 2-1 for Vegas. We need to find a way to tie this game up in the second, and we can't let this game get away from us. Come on, boys. Come on. We need those big guys to step up. Bickle, this might be your last game with Anchorage because you might ask for too much money this offseason. Beckett makes it 3-1. That might be it, to be honest. Our team can come back from a 2-goal deficit, but I don't feel comfortable about it. Yeah, Lillian makes it 4-1. See, our lack of offense is there, and their offense is all there. I completely read exactly what EA had in this game, as Farrell makes it 4-2 going into the third at least, so it's still 2-goal advantage only. Roachim 24-22. We need a big third period here if we want to force a Game 7, but it's looking like we're going to be a first-round exit after going to the Cup Finals, which is a very, very big disappointment. But it's based on EA's scripting, not on this team itself. Because this team itself definitely, I'd say, should be a Cup contender right now. And Mark Stowe makes it 5-2. This game is over probably. Harakala makes it 5-3 to get us back within a couple goals. Power play. We do not convert, though. It's not the lack of offense, like I was saying, but yeah, we're out in the first round after winning the President's Trophy. The game had us scripted probably at like a 10% chance of winning the first round, even though it should have been probably up at like a 70% chance that we win the first round, maybe even higher than that. But this team loses in round 1 in 6 games. Parrott from Bickle and Harakala, Farrell from Hull and Cassian, and Harakala from Jorgensen and Keith. This game is And it's a good game in some ways, but in other ways, it literally makes me want to smash my head through a monitor. Like, I was so pumped for the season, and now I'm just completely distraught about it. Like, this team is looks so good on paper, and it's gonna look so good next season, unless we can't bring back Bickle. Because if we lose Bickle, this team takes a pretty big hit. I mean, at least Darby's gonna be coming up and becoming like more of a second liner maybe, or third line scoring option. But I mean, I'm glad we have our defensive core locked up for as long as we do. Coley Minen, though, he's gonna be wanting more money this offseason, so we should probably think about locking him up. Harikala's ELC comes to an end as well, so it's kind of scary at some of this stuff. Like, we need to win as fast as possible if we want to keep this team together, you know? Or else our window is starting to close, you know? And like, it's a kind of a small window to win a Stanley Cup. And let's take a look at our player stats regardless throughout that first round of the playoffs, and then we'll simulate up to the awards, and we'll take a look at the draft class and progress reports and all that type of thing. So Keith was good, 7 points in 6 games, but -4. But still, he's over point per game in his career in the playoffs, I think. Yeah, 36 points in 29 playoff games. Parrott, 6 points, not too bad. No game-winning goals, though, this year. 5 points from Zika, pretty solid. Claxton was good. Like, see, our depth scoring was pretty good. But it's just the defensive play all of a sudden randomly just goes away and all that type of thing. The goaltending wasn't that good. Bickle was over point per game, but he might be gone, like I said. Jorgensen was good. The defensive play from the offensive standpoint was good. Coley Minen was the only plus defender, though. Harikal was an even 0. A lot of minuses on the defensive front. Well, Strachan was a -3 in 4 games. Maybe I should have put Cleanan back in. And then Neal and Cox were both terrible, which is unfortunate. Damn. So there is that. Let's simulate up to the awards and see if Vegas ends up winning the Stanley Cup. Because if Vegas wins the Cup, I am going to be even more more pissed off. Because they shouldn't even be a team that gets to the Cup finals. Like, our team definitely looks a lot better. Or if Florida wins another Stanley Cup, that would be pretty annoying. Considering they won last year, it's going to be the Winnipeg Jets that win this year. That's interesting. Did we play Winnipeg last year in the playoffs? I don't even remember. I think we did. Didn't we? Or maybe not. No, I don't think we did. I don't know if we did. I am confused. But they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning for the Stanley Cup, and Vegas only got to the second round. But still, we should have been in that second round and should have been playing the Canucks. Let's take a look at those awards, though. Winnipeg, the Stanley Cup champions. We won the President's Trophy, so at least we have this trophy in our trophy case, but it's not the one we want. Winnipeg and Tampa Stanley Cup Finals, as I was saying. Svechnikov wins the Art Ross, as well as the Hart. Noah Dobson wins the Norris. Kucherov the Lady Byng. Raymond for Montreal wins the Calder. Svitov wins the Conn Smythe for Winnipeg. Spencer Knight wins the Vezina and the Jennings. Leon Bichelle, I think this guy's name is. He wins the Masterton for St. Louis. The Jack Adams going to New York's coach. Quinton Byfield wins the Selke, so no Selke this year from Keith, but Byfield wins his 3rd in the last 4 years. Svechnikov wins the Lindsay. Matthews wins the Richard, again, not a surprise. AHL award-wise, any awards for our AHL affiliate? Hey, look, somebody, whoever drafted Durocher, I think that's the one that Hawks fan was mentioning to draft. He ends up being the best goal scorer in the AHL, unless it's a different Durocher, which it could be. That's interesting. So there you go in terms of that. Let's simulate a little bit further. See the draft lottery results and all that stuff, even though we don't have a draft lottery pick. So the Islanders have number 1, followed by Montreal, Colorado, Calgary, and San Jose. Hopefully we can still find ourselves a good steal in this draft, because I don't want that window to close too quickly, you know. So some pretty big retirements this year. Kucherov, Pasternak, Huberdeau. Mark Stone retires after beating us in the first round. Yeah, there's some big retirements this year. Obviously, none of them are going to be on our team since we're a Draft the Glory team, but a pretty big retirement class nonetheless. Goalie-wise, Georgiev is the best goalie. Stolars, so not too much on the goalie front, but a lot more on the forward and defensive front. So there you go. And coach retirement, did we lose any coaches? We did not. That's good. Okay, let's take a look at the progress reports, the contracts, and the draft class. So Darby's up to an 81. Love the seed. He's already listed as a third-line scoring forward. So yeah, good growth from Darby. His shooting categories are really good as well. Hartnell's getting a lot of growth. Vandenbush is getting a lot of growth. Interesting. This guy is pretty damn physical. 130 penalty minutes in his first AHL season. He might play on the fourth line next season. Who knows? Coley Minon's up to an 87. He's going to want a lot of money, so we might have to lock him up. But that also could handicap us in terms of salary, which is kind of scary. Some more growth from Cox, who's up to an 83. Nice to see. But soon that means he's not going to be a good playoff goalie because, you know, good overall playoff goalies don't simulate well. Farrell's up to a 74 as in the forward. That's pretty good. Wow, Larry Wong. This guy we drafted in the 4th round last year, he was supposed to go in like the 7th round, I'm pretty sure. Or in the 6th round. He just had 100 points in the United States randomly, and he's jumped up to a 77 depth forward. I don't think he has those zone abilities, so I think that's a glitch. But yeah, Larry Wong looks like he's going to be a pretty solid player. We should definitely sign him up. He might be our 4th line center next season, to be honest. Yeah, he might be taking over whoever that rookie was that played on our 4th line this year. Damn. Was not expecting that much growth from him in 1 year. But that's really good. Because you definitely need that growth. And Danner didn't grow much more, but he's still at 70. That's good to see. He'll get some AHL time next year, I think. Taze didn't develop much more, but he's still listed as a backup, which is good in case we end up losing Neil at some point. But good to see a lot of growth still. Let's take a look at the contract situation. As I was mentioning, Bickle is the big one. He's a pending UFA. And after a season like that, he thinks he's worth at least $14 million. So I think his time here is probably over. And then we at least still have Coley Minon's rights still with RFA stuff for a few more seasons. But he wants a ton of money. Harakala, the OFD, he wants a lot of money as well. Not as much, but we probably will have to end up qualifying a lot of these RFAs again for like 1-year deals at this point, my guess. Because like some guys like, oh, Neil's actually a pending UFA this season. Oh, yeah, we have a big off season ahead of us. After a first round exit, I am not looking forward to this off season at all. It's going to be definitely tough to negotiate with some of those players. Like we might have to see if some of them are still there at the start of next season or whatever. Final thing, the draft class. Is there going to be any good draft steals for us this year to potentially pick up? Looks like a lot of first round gems, but we don't have a high up pick. Because we are going to be drafting where? At what spot? We're going to be drafting at number 29. Even though we were outstayed in the first round. 29. That doesn't sound good at all. We're probably going to end up getting stuck with something not that great. Who knows though. Guaranteed top 6 forward, who looks really good actually, and he's listed as NHL already. So George Delmas might be good for a bottom 6 scoring option. Chung, no, not really. Some top 9s. So yeah, Delmas might honestly be the best. LaRose also is NHL ready apparently though, so we have definitely a choice between the two of those guys. I was definitely sorted by pinned after the fact so we could see all the guys that we could potentially get in the first round. What else we got here? Any low elites for the first round or later rounds? Let's see. Medium elite goaltender. We could pin him in case we need another goalie, just in case. There's also this guy. We'll pin those two since they're both medium elites. This guy might be another medium elite goalie. I don't know why this draft class has so much medium elites potentially. Any low elites though? Hopefully there's a couple ones. Not guaranteed. That's unfortunate, but Bartlett might be one. But in terms of people that we could get with our first round pick here, we're probably looking between Delmas and LaRose. So I'll leave it up to you guys on what you think we should draft. But LaRose looks like this. Looks like a pretty solid player all around, and he is NHL ready compared to Sean Monahan. Does not have any zone ability, but he does have It's Tricky and Send It. And then we have George Delmas, who's NHL ready as well. Looks a little bit better in terms of shooting, and that's pretty much it. So Delmas probably would be the better of the two to take. He does also have 2 superstar abilities, Magnetic and All Alone. So I'll leave it with that. And yeah, hopefully we could have a good offseason, keep most of his team together. It's going to suck if we end up losing Bickle, but it probably will end up being the case. And hopefully this team could get past the first round next season, because yeah, very not impressed with this game when we're a first round exit after winning the President's Trophy. But let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.